So as we proceed with the Hasbro Marvel Legends controller build-a-figure wave, we're going to take a look at the US Agent release in this wave. John Walker himself, we haven't gotten this figure since, I believe, the Epic Heroes Return of Marvel Legends wave of figures back in 2012, 13, 14, around that time frame. So it's about time we get an updated US Agent. So let's check him out and see what he comes with, and see what he is all about. You can see him through the window packaging. You can see him on the side art image, which is very nice, as always. And then on the back side, we get the rest of the wave, along with a read-up at the top that reads, originally appointed by the US government to replace Steve Rogers as Captain America, US Agent John Walker must balance his moral compass against his duty to his country. Also, if you guys are looking for this wave, check out the link down below in the description where you guys can pick up the wave from Big Bad Toy Store. And if you missed out on my Iron Man Model 70 review, I reviewed him a couple months ago, so he is up on my YouTube already, so check him out. So here is John Walker, US Agent out of the box. He comes looking like this. He does have a few accessories, which is nice. I am seeing a lot more accessories with this release of figures than the Bonebreaker wave, so it's a nice sight to see. So we'll start off with this shield. There is no star on it. It is accurate to, I guess, this comic base version of him. So there's that. But this is your basic clip and peg shield that we've seen a million times. So if you hate this thing, then I'm sorry to tell you, it's back again. But here it is. And then we get, so of course we get the two fists on the figure. Then we get a grabbing hand here. And then we get an open left hand, so a grabbing right hand and a open left hand. Those are your accessories for the US Agent himself. And then he comes with the right arm of the controller Build-A-Figure wave. You can see the scope there in his palm. Then we get a alternate right fist for it, so we do get some alternate hands for the Build-A-Figure. And we'll take a closer look at the Build-A-Figure once we get it all built together, of course. So there's a look at him with the shield on his wrist, in case you were curious to see how that scaled with him, on his arm. And then there it is on his back. So there is no detail within the inside of it. So when you look at it from this angle, you don't see anything but like bluish gray. From the side, you get a little glance at the clip, and then the back side it looks like that. So it looks pretty cool like that. So this US Agent, I believe, is on the older Captain America buck, which is the one they reused in the retro vintage wave. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I feel like it's from. And he looks pretty cool. A lot of people wish he was on the Vulcan body, and I agree with you. But he still looks great nonetheless, although he does have some pin knees and pin elbows, unfortunately, so there's that. But we haven't gotten him since the Epic Heroes release, which was on the Bucky Cat mold, and I only have him sealed. I don't have him loose. I wish I had him sealed because I actually really like that figure quite a bit. So I only have him sealed, so not really going to be able to compare him next to this figure, unfortunately, but just think about the Bucky Cat mold. We all know what that looks like, and that's what it will look like next to this figure. Anyways, here he is. Let's take a look at what he can do. The head sits on a ball jointed hinge, so it looks all the way up until it pops off, as you can see. But here we go. Let's try not to go too far this time. So he looks all the way up. He looks all the way down. Pretty good. And then left and right, no problem. And we do get a little bit of head tilting. Not a lot, though. Then we get the arms going all the way around. They go in and out. About that far, we have a bicep swivel, our double jointed elbows, swivel at the wrist with a regular hinge, ab crunch with no clicky sounds, and then the paint job is completed all the way through, so that's very nice to see. And then we get that waist swivel. T-jointed legs will kick forward quite a bit. Then they go back down. They got in and out, not too far. We have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and then we got a nice boot cut shin swivel, and then the ankle hinge at the foot, along with the rocker at the foot. Alright, so here it is. It is indeed the older Captain America body mold. So this was actually the one that came out in the Captain America wave of figures, and then they reused this body again in the retro vintage, the white carded wave, with some scales on there. But it's the same body mold, so I'm curious to know why they went back to this older body mold. I mean, it works. It's fine. US Agent looks fine, but yeah, he could have been on a better body mold maybe. But yeah, it's exactly the same 100% except for the head sculpts and of course the paint apps. Alright, so here he is next to Quake, which also comes in the same wave of Marvel Legends, and this, starts off your little Force Works team here. Just got to add in um, War Machine and Mockingbird, and I think Maria Hill was part of that team as well. But yeah, it's nice we get two members in this same. Well, actually, three members in this one wave. And then here is next the Blue Marvel, which was part of this wave as well. Just showing him next to some of the other wave mates, and of course. The controversial thing that I forgot to mention in this review was that he doesn't come with the white hair on the sides. So, yeah, I don't know how I overlooked that, but I did. So my bad on that. But yeah, Hasbro really dropped the ball on that one, I would say. And then I'll go ahead and throw in the 20th anniversary Captain America. And it looks pretty good next to each other. So, would have been cool, in my opinion, if we would have gotten a unmasked head sculpt of John Walker with this figure. Would have been a nice little treat. Alright, I mentioned I didn't have the US agent that came before, which was on the Bucky Cap mold, which is this one right here. Of course, this is Bucky Cap himself, and that US agent was made from this figure. So basically, this would be the height and size of that US agent. So I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what the previous US agent looked like, or would look like next to the new one. So a lot smaller for sure. And next to a recently reviewed Marvel Legends, here we have the Jigsaw Wargames exclusive, so check out that video if you haven't already. So that will pretty much wrap things up on this Marvel Legends US Agent from the Controller Build-A-Figure Wave figure. It's very nice to see him back in the line for sure. It's a decent update, although I think they could have done a little bit better, but I will take it. It's a very nice US Agent. I like him. I have no issues with him. I know some people will. But I definitely still do like that older release from Epic Heroes, even though he's a little bit shorter and smaller proportion. Now we have one, or a newer one now, that's a little bit bigger, so kind of solved that issue with that previous release. But I am curious to know what you guys think about this US agent. Is this the definitive US agent you guys were hoping for? Or do you want something a little bit better? I feel like maybe an unmasked head would be cool, and something with pinless joints eventually. So I don't think this will be the last time we'll ever see US Agent, but maybe for a while this might be it. Like it was for that previous release, it was quite a bit of time that had to pass before we got this one right here. Anyways, guys, hit the like button if you can. I would really appreciate it. And also consider subscribing if you have not done so already. As always, everyone, take care, take it easy, and I will catch you on the next one.